There's me talking it over with the troops before the war starts. What's up, party people, and welcome back. Morpheus Plays, part of the Collector vs. Wild show brought to you by the Bryant Chambers Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, I took a shower today. Are you aware of that? You are now. And you can't unknow it. Because now you know it, and it's Michael Von Berg headed to the end zone, baby. Right off the break. Way to kick off our fantastic news that we have for all you wonderful human beings tonight. Today, whatever time it is when you may be watching this show, thanks for being here. We've got some great news. Things are happening in the world. And by the way, tonight's great news is all about you. I've got something for you. Something that's going to benefit your life in a supremely positive way. And I'm going to unveil it on tonight's show, man. We're going to have a good time talking about it. That said, let's make sure the audio is right this time around. If anybody's already tuned in, give me a radio check, will you? Let me know that you can hear, not only hear me, but also hear me over the game, because that is often a challenge, as every video game kind of has different levels. We want to make sure we get that right before the evening is over. With that in mind, I pray that the sound of my voice finds you doing amazingly. I pray, and I mean this, I pray your life's going really well. I pray you're getting all the things you want out of it, that you're in command, and that everything you're doing in your life are the things you want done. I just pray that you're supremely blessed. And if you're not, talk to me about it. Maybe, just maybe, me and my crew might have something that can help you get there. But we're in for a great show tonight. We're going to hang. We're going to have a great time. Great discussions. I know you guys are going to bring great life and business questions to the fray for us to discuss. We're going to talk about the great announcement, which is all good news for you. And I'm excited. A bunch of you who I know are going to tune in tonight have already benefited from tonight's announcement. So I'm super hyped to share it with those of you who are not aware of it yet. And congratulations to those of you who have already taken advantage. You know who you are. Boom! Big Lou gets home early. So I had to, oh, you guys don't know the news, man. You've not been here. Well, I've not been here. That's the wrong way to say that. I have not streamed in, when was the last time I streamed? About a week ago? It's been a while. I've been up to some things. What you don't know, what you're not aware of, Steven's in the house, says, hey, BM, working to have you come speak at the Citadel. Well, I'm honored that you would do that, Steven. Thank you. Can you hear me? Let's do a quick radio check, man. Commo check. Can you hear me loud and clear, sir? Only got a yard back. All right, we got to hold Zeke. We got to hold Zeke down to 50 yards or less. Hey, get these cats off the screen. Nobody want to see them dancing. All right, you guys can hear me. Excellent. What you guys are not aware of is last week, my Madden file got shanked. So we are starting this franchise all over again. We were in Season 3, Game 4. I beat the dog crap out of the Saints. Beat the brakes off of them. And because I beat them so bad, the score, like once you go over 256 points, 55 or 56, your scoreboard resets. Now, it doesn't do it in the game, so you don't know it's happening, but it does it. Next thing you know, so I went over 255, and then I ended up scoring exactly as many points as the Saints had, and then it ended up counting the game as a tie, so my record was jacked. I beat them actually 200 and I think it was 268 or 258 to 3, but they had 3 points because they had a cheap play. And, yeah, so I had to start. We're starting over. These are all rookies again. All of us. We're all rooking it up out here. So a lot of progress lost. But, you know, it never bothers me in Madden. I just enjoy playing this on arcade mode because it's fun to beat the crap out of the other team. I also love to mod and break games, so I love to play with game settings and see how easy can I make it, how hard can I make it, how big can I make players, how small can I make players, etc., etc. Sometimes I'll adjust the difficulty to make certain games harder because it's more fun that way. It's fun. So even though I lost 2 seasons worth of touchdowns and I don't care. I'll just do it again. It's fun. Just doing it for the fun. Madden is my palate cleanser. I'm also playing Madden for tonight's stream because it doesn't require a lot of my brain power. I don't have to focus because there's so much talking in this game. You're spending 80% of this game watching these cutscenes. As much as I bitch about cutscenes, you think I complain about it more. But so much of the game is not being played that it's like I have time to talk with you all in between plays. What's up, Broken Suba? How you doing, my friend? Got him right there. Shut him down. Got him. Break up the wedge. Shut him down. I was hoping I would make the tackle too, but can't get all of it. Sometimes you just get some, and then you're grateful for what you get and keep it moving. Booyakah! You ain't going nowhere, Amari Cooper. Sit your ass down. So yeah, great news, big news for you guys tonight. If you didn't know already, last week I partnered with a friend to start a new company. That new company is officially launched. Our product is up and ready for you to partake of it. We're going to talk about what that product is tonight. But I'm also waiting for everybody to get here so I don't have to announce it 7 times. I can just do it once. So for now, we're going to hang out. We're going to shoot the old breeze. And then once everybody else gets here, we'll chat about the big news, the big surprise, the big reveal. Clem says, product? Yes. Well, I guess it's technically a product and a service at the same time. It's a digital product. Yes. We have something new for y'all if you haven't already taken part of it. Or taken advantage of it, I guess I should say. All right, looks like they're stacking. Let's get it. Oh, you spying me out, huh? Oh, too fast for your ass. There I am. This is my dad running the ball right now. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you haven't seen me do this on other streams. The players on this team are not the actual players. They're all me and my family and my friends and people I was in the military with and people I played football with, etc. Damn, look at that block. The stuff you see in the background when you watch the instant replay is sometimes more interesting than the play itself. So yeah, you guys have heard me hinting about this new business launching if you've been listening to my podcast. Because I've been hinting at it and just not saying anything because I couldn't. We weren't ready to say anything, but now I can actually talk about it. I've been waiting to talk about this literally for months. Now I'm hyped. I get to talk about it. See, Broken Super says right on. I caught a bit of your teasers on your pod. Yep. See, Super pays attention. See, that's how you know that's your target audience, when they say what you're saying while you're saying it. That's one of the people you know is in your inner circle. When he's typing what he's already typed what I'm saying. All right, come on, run it, you heathen. Destroy him! Got him, yeah! Yeah, 11 his ass. See, launching your lifelike, look-alike sex dolls of yourself. Wait, I didn't understand. I think spell check got the best of you there, Clem. Try again. Hang in there, man. I know spell check is a monster. Ooh, you about to throw a pick? Oh! See, last Thursday, the Sergeant Major of the Army came to speak at Citadel. That's fantastic. Why do you want me to come speak if you got that guy? I think you're doing great without me. Get home, Lou. Way to do it, Lou! Big Lou! Coming home. 69 pillars of success, baby. 6'9". All right, close it up. They're going to Zeke. Shut Zeke's ass down. Right there. Got his ass, Lou! You tried to go play action in the end zone, you idiots. Who does that? Dallas, that's who. That's why your coach got fired. Call it play action in the. Are you dumb? On this defense, you heathen? Like, fire the entire staff now. Get everybody off the field. Put the second string in and get every coach on the field off my field. Let the fans coach it. Because they can do a better job than calling play action in the daggone ends. I just fair caught that. Dagnabbit. My man, that's my boy Mike. You guys have not seen a lot of him, but you're going to. He was my quarterback the year I played JV, and then he was a wide receiver with me the year we both played varsity. Yes, sir. He's a beast of a quarterback, too, man. Underrated. Not quite as experienced as our starting quarterback was. Obviously, that's why he didn't start, but Mike was still good. And our starting quarterback's name was Mike, too, and you've seen him in this game. He's our kicker. I didn't leave him out. It's funny. I told him that I'd do this, and he was like, you made me the kicker? He's like, that's probably right. I probably should have been just the kicker. I was like, dude, stop with your silly-ass self-deprecation. Like, do you know what schools wanted you to be their quarterback? Shut your mouth with I'm not that good crap. Get out of here. We know you're dope. Here he is. So the guy kicking the field goal right there was my actual quarterback. And he is life-size. That's why he is bigger than everybody else on the damn field. Because he's a big dude. Typical Iowan says, huge news. Yes, huge news. I had a new business launch this past week, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how it's going to be beneficial to you, because none of you care that I launched a new business, nor should you. What you should care about is how this business is going to greatly benefit your existence starting tonight. Steven says, the reason I am working to have you come speak at the Dell is because your life lessons could. Yeah, I'm sure I could be helpful to somebody. I was just joking around. I am greatly flattered that you wish me to come speak, big man. I'm really grateful that you even want me to speak at your school. So I'm only joking around. Big Lou is killing today. Get him, Lou. You guys going to do play action again? Let us get another safety? No, you actually ran the ball this time, you heathens.
Something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. This is
how Now what? All right, Pocket Thought says, tell us 7 times. That's funny. Almost had another safety. I feel like Madden cheated right there not to let us get the safety. Oh, we're running it. I was trying to fair catch it. Oh. Oh, man, he almost broke it. Me and that guy were outside playing football yesterday. He made a monster catch, dude. For a little guy, he made a catch that I was just like, dang, Jerry Rice, slow down. You're not supposed to be this good before you're 10 years old, bro. Like, easy. Like, he caught it, and I screamed. I was like, oh, snap, because he should not have caught it, and he did, because it was not a great throw. Speed kills. That's my pops, yo. Get him, Pop. All right, we got enough of y'all here. Let's talk about the big news, and let's get right to the point, because what I'm about to tell you literally is going to change your life. The program I want to talk to you about, let me set the stage this way. I launched a new company, and we created a product to help you with your mental, emotional, and physical health, right? But that's not what you're interested in. What you're interested in is the story about how it's actually going to help you. So I want you to imagine for 1 second, right now, you are south of Baghdad in Iraq, and you're fighting a war, And every night, people are either getting sniped, things are getting blown up, you're getting people telling you that you've had chemical weapons dropped on you. Let's just say it's a little scary. Right? Let's say being in that environment is a little less than warm and friendly, right? Where you're living in a world where people are literally being paid to kill you. So I needed something. I was in charge of a unit of several people, and I knew that people were going to be looking up to me for not just guidance, leadership, and all that, but like looking to me like, hey, boss, we're in a bad place. They're going to be looking to me for the emotional side of leadership, keeping their heads in the game and keeping their heads and hearts in the right place so they can focus on their mission and do their job without getting hurt or killed. So to do that, I knew that I was going to have my head in the right space because I'm just as terrified as all of them. You know, I'm not special. I'm scared just like everybody else. So what I did was I took recordings from books, from favorite preachers. Some of the recordings were my wife. And all the recordings were telling me stories about myself and about what I was capable of and how good I was and how much it meant that I was giving something back to the world. Stories that reminded me of the warrior inside myself and the person who could overcome the hardships that I was facing. It was those stories that I listened to. Literally, this is not an exaggeration or any BS. I did this every day of my life, not just during the war, but for the year that I spent deployed prior to going to war. All right? Every night I let the tapes play because in my mind I was going nuts and I could not get my anxiety under control. Something else had to do it for me. I needed to listen to other voices besides the one that were in my head. And that's how I used the product to keep my brain in the right space so I could lead my men effectively. The business I just launched with a friend of mine named Kip, some of you guys know him, he's awesome. It's called Warrior Reads. The product that we've produced is this thing that I used in combat to save not only my life but the lives of all of my men, right? To keep our heads in the right space. We've created it so that you can use it outside of war. So you can imagine if this product is helping me keep my head level and sane in the worst nightmare that you could possibly imagine, certainly it will help you in your job as the budget manager at GE. That is what we just launched. I expect, and I'm saying this for real, I'm not being funny, I expect every one of you that listen to me with any regularity and, this is the key, and have gotten something beneficial out of what I said, I expect every one of you to go over there and sign up. Now, a bunch of you already have. A bunch of you already know this announcement because we talked earlier today. But for those of you that haven't, I expect every person, as arrogant and as entitled as it may sound, at the risk of sounding both of those things, and I'm willing to take this risk because I believe in what I'm giving to you, all right? The risk of sounding those things, go sign up now. You will thank me later. That's how serious I am about this product. I'm not even going to go ask you to buy it. I'm telling you to go do it. I'm telling you that I expect you to go do it as a member of this community, and you're welcome. That is how dope what we created and are creating, because we're still creating more pieces to it. Right? So what you're going to hear is the voices of strong warrior men reading stories to you. Stories about heroism, stories about overcoming adversity, stories about triumph in the midst of the worst things going on in the world, to remind you of the spark that lives inside your soul that makes you great, so that when you get up in the morning, you can hit the ground running instead of hitting the ground depressed. All right, and we're going to keep adding stories to it over time. Eventually, I hope for you guys to hear my voice in the system too. Right now, none of them are my recordings, but hopefully they will be. But there's a lot of great stuff in there. I can't recommend it enough. We just launched, so it's only going to get more and more amazing over time. Go do it. It's warriorreads.com. Somebody on my moderator team, please write the words warriorreads.com in the comment section so everybody who hasn't signed up yet can go do that. That is the big announcement, and we can spend the rest of the show talking about it if you like. Or we could talk about whatever life and business issues you all would like to discuss. But that's the big announcement. We launched the company. Technically, it launched last week, but I'm officially announcing it to all you guys today. Uh, I'm excited, man. I've been waiting for this. Kip and I have been talking about this for months. And understand, Kip was actually the brains behind this. Some people are probably going to think it's me because of what the product is. It's actually Kip. Kip came to me like, I got this idea. And I was like, dude, I did that exact thing. It's just the version of it that I did is not as cool as what you're talking about. Like I wish we had smartphones when I was in combat. That would have been very helpful. But what he's created is a version of what I just explained to you that I used in combat. It's a version of it on crack, in a good way. Like it's on steroids, basically. Crack's probably a bad example. Let's go with steroids.
No defense is going to respect the run in that situation. They're headed straight for the quarterback. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Yahoo. Yehu. I've been pronouncing your name Ye and Who. Am I saying that right? Because you've never corrected me. And I expect you to correct me if I'm wrong. Ryan says, when you were in combat, you had to crank the set and use Morse code. Yeah, back during the Civil War. Yeah, you're right. I guess that goes back to World War I. Wooka!
And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. In runs like that with explosiveness, that's what this rookie can bring to the table.
Oh, right up the middle, hose. Yeah, World War II also. Technically, Independence Day, they used Morse code to get around the aliens. So, 1996 as well. I think that was 96, right? Independence Day came out. I just remember I was hyped because it was Will Smith's first movie after Fresh Prince had ended, and it was like, yes, he's back, my idol. I think it wasn't his first film because that was 6 Degrees of Separation, I think. But it was like his first big blockbuster after Fresh Prince had ended, and it was like, yes, God, I love him. He says, I didn't think you were that old. That's funny.
Let's face it, we can go ahead and lose our objectivity here, can't we? And just applaud what we've seen. That's one of the great records in the NFL. Are you talking about this 6 touchdown runs in a game against an NFL defense? I want to run down.
Listen, dee-dee-doo.
Off the field ourselves. We should do that. Get his autograph after the game. I know that much. Don't forget, I know you. Selfie. We'll do a selfie. Oh, yeah, we'll do a selfie. We'll do a group selfie. There you go.
I'm supposed to be calling a play here? What's going on? Let's see. Steven says, B, I will not be able to sign up until I have a disposable income. I am in the Army. Hey, I got you covered, man. Shoot me a text message that just says the words Warrior Reads, and I will take care of you, brother. Not going to let one of my veteran brothers not get access to it, man. You're out of your mind. I got you.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the
I guess technically you're not a veteran yet, but you know what I mean.
Now Dallas gets set to take the field.
You will be one day.
Hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football. Appeal to the vantage of your offensive line.
Yeah, get some.
Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge. And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the big
Lou. Big Lou. Lou is coming up big, man. Heads up, B. The main page says $9.99 per month, but clicking on it says 12. Okay, thank you for the heads up. We'll have to get that worked out in post-production. Thank you. I'm glad we're launching to our inner circle. Because and hey, pro tip for all you guys out there who follow me who are either I'm helping you start businesses or you're thinking about it, this is how shit goes. You launch, things don't go perfectly. So all you fucking perfectionists that are like, I got to make sure everything's right before we launch. Everything's never going to be right. You're going to miss something. Just be okay with the fact you're going to miss something and fix it and keep it moving. That's a good teaching moment. Thank you, Soup. Nice run, Pop. And then Sean Lee came in there and shut it down, didn't he?
As well, there should be a Pro Bowl, All-Pro type of a left tackle. So mobile, you could also see him as a tight end. This guy is a terrific football player.
I'm coming.
On second down now. It's Chambers.
Ooh, it is Chambers. Look at your pursuit. Your pursuit angle is garbage, son. Burnt you.
It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play.
Let's see. Josh Quinn Andrews says, I enjoy listening to this week's podcast with your wife. The thing that I learned from it was the meaning of holy, which is to be set apart. I never knew that about the word. Yeah. There's a lot of words we use from scripture that aren't exactly how people use them. Like the most wrongly quoted scripture I've ever heard is money is the root of all evil. I've heard so many people in my life use that phrase. It's like, that is not what the phrase says. Like, it's not even close. You missed a lot of words, especially the main word in the sentence that makes the sentence true. Damn. Run it, you whore. I'm coming home. You ain't getting there. It's mine. Your ass belong to me. Sorry, I get a little competitive when I play football, guys, so there's going to be some screaming. That's how this goes.
Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out.
Hey, Pistachio, what's up? Also, I'm fine with you still continuing to ask BC while also mixing up with other. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. I got some other feedback from somebody that did say, they're like, yeah, I like the Ask BC show. I just like that you're not moving away from the other stuff, too. So it seems to be kind of the thing. The numbers could absolutely be down just because it's the spring and people are going outside and COVID vaccines. It could have nothing to do with the content. I've been doing it for 3 weeks and I'm starting to see the emergence of a pattern. I wouldn't call it a pattern yet. I'd have to do 10 weeks of it before I'd say, yes, this is definitely a pattern. I won't do 10 weeks of it. So I just want to let the audience know, hey, I'm adjusting fire because what I'm seeing here is that you guys aren't all that interested in the Ask BC show. Like, the numbers show that the Ask BC show is not that interesting to you guys, but that may not be the truth, right? That the numbers show that could be possible is the way I should be saying the sentence. The truth is, get that safety, son. The truth is the numbers are just down, and I don't know exactly why, because I don't have enough data to make an actual legitimate determination that I could say is scientific. But because there is definitely a correlation between, Big Mike, let's get one, Mike. Crib, Mike. The crib or bust, baby. There's the seam, Mike. Get it? Yeah, Mike. Right up the numbers, Mike. Show it to him. Yeah, and just daintily drop the ball down, Mike. Don't spike it. Show him. Oh, that was delicious. He found that seam and got busy. That's Mike Vonberg. What up? And his nickname is Slippy, just in case you're wondering. My man Slip. Yes, and his arms are that effing big. It's a freaking monster. Still to this day, he's that damn big. That's 20-year-old him, but he still looks like that. He's a freaking monster.
And the route is on here in this first half. No doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This is fielded at the goal line.
Boom! Oh, I missed. I just missed him. That would have been a freaking highlight reel hit. I missed the old Madden where it corrected your trajectory for you just a little bit. Obviously, if I press the exact wrong direction, I should miss. But that was close enough. Give it to me. Come on, man. Boom, right there. Shut his ass down.
Opportunities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
So Sub is asking me a question that I don't know the exact answer to because I signed up. When I ran through my test, I did the yearly program, so I paid the $100. I did not see what happens here.
I don't want to make it too simplistic, but right now for him, it's see ball, get ball, and that's what he's doing really, really well. And he's
Hold on, let me call my play so the game doesn't end on me.
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Draw play, Elliott. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield.
offside defense.
Madden started cheating the dang penalties. Funny thing is, I have penalties.
Easy call.
Oh no, I don't have them turned off. Never mind. Usually I turn penalties off because if you don't and you're doing well at the game, Madden. I had a Madden game. I think it was Madden 10, where it called 7 back-to-back face masking penalties on me. Basically, just let the other team walk into the end zone. Right there, Chris. Hell yeah. Show it to him, Vegas. It's my battle buddy right there, ho. Get your ass out of here.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a
Oh, my local retailer just got Metroid in today. I almost shat myself, and then I realized it didn't come with the box or the it didn't have the box or the booklet. So I was like, all right, I'll wait. Because I already have Metroid and the booklet. I just want it complete. Technically, I only need the box. So if anybody has a Metroid box laying around that's in really good condition, holler at your boy.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Steven says, B, have you checked your Signal DMs yet? What do you mean yet?
It's like now on the sideline because
You mean since I've been on the stream? No, I'm on the stream.
the last drive
What do you mean yet?
points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're
I'm not going to check that shit while I'm sitting here.
Fighting through it, he's got space. The 40.
I don't even have my notifications turned on, so if you're expecting me to check that now, I have not.
A great play there. 64 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
the concentration level may not have been there.
Yes, you will get to sign in and have access to the stories, and you can pick whichever one you want.
Almost like big
Yep.
bolts of light.
I'm actually logged in right now. I can't remember which story I was listening to.
To kick the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
So, but any of the questions I don't have answers to, I'll get answers. This is actually one of the first businesses I've launched where someone else is. I'm just a partner in this one. Like, I don't have to do all the heavy lifting on this one. So, yeah. There's other businesses that I've negotiated to own parts of that I've not done any work for. I've just added value to the owner usually. But like a business where I'm partnered in a part of the operations, it's like, oh, this is one where I'm not the guy. So like there's web designers and marketing folks. Like I am not involved in any of that. So if you guys have technical questions, I can get the answers. I may not have them right off the top of my head, but I can get it for you. We'll figure it out.
They have to take to make sure they don't do that again.
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101.
Ooh, that's my son right there. Yes, a D. Great play, son. That should have been a pick six, but hey, I'll take an incomplete. That's gonna get his star power up. Great job.
I'll get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
He should only need one more. Yeah, he does.
So now 2nd and 10.
All right, get Zeke right here on this play, and then my wife is gonna be her star power is gonna. So I turned on the star power effect on the game too. So you're gonna see a lot more. You see the X's underneath my players' feet. That's all my star players, and they can do like superhero shit in the game. If you do certain things while you're playing, you meet certain criteria, their star power turns on. And then they can do, like the guy I'm playing as, which is my youngest son, the big 7 foot, number 98. I literally was in another game. The quarterback snapped the ball, and I just reached over the center and dropped him, like grabbed him to the ground. And he, the play was over the minute he snapped the ball. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Well, they did go run, so you were right. Maybe a little more breathing room for 4th down.
No one wants to be accused of playing it safe, right? But instead, they would just reverse it and say, we're playing it safe.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Line 54. Stay with your man. Ready.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. He goes. And he is into the end zone. Washington touchdown. A great effort there. 68 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
Man, my dad is chewing this defense up. I haven't even thrown the ball yet.
Side of the ball, and you know that he can score from anywhere on the field. It usually inspires the rest of the guys to do their jobs even better. That resulted in a lot of great blocks downfield because they knew if they gave him space, he could do exactly what he did, put the ball in the end zone.
All right, let's pin him deep in his own territory. So I've been using the kicking game and my special teams to really decimate offenses. It's basically the way I kick it just perfectly so that he does run it out, but then I stop him at like the 11 or 12-yard line. Boom, right there. Got him at the 8, or the 13 rather. And like now they're starting 10 or 12 yards behind where they should be. And so now they're just trying to dig out of a hole, and it's hard. And that's me doing my job. Got him. Way to go, Lou.
And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. And they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a
Right there in the hole. Got him.
allows him to get home.
Way to finish, PJ.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss. So
Spread.
that's gonna lead to a 3rd down.
All right, Lou.
These guys have punted
Fresh meat, homie.
already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here.
Got him. Zacharias.
Now this is gonna wind up a safety. Unbelievable.
See? 3 safeties because we pinned them back in their own territory. That's how we do it.
Well, it's rare to see 1 safety. It's even rare to see 2, 3
Three
safeties.
safeties.
Game, Charles.
Well, we'll be able to talk about this with our grandkids, great-grandkids, and anyone else that may come around the house when we get a little bit older on that rocking chair. We were there when we saw 3 safeties in one game.
All right, who's running back? Oh, yeah, you definitely go kick it out of bounds now, ho, because we ran that touchdown back on you.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking
Yeah, Jazz is out of here.
So they will accept the penalty.
Penalty, and we about to light their ass up. Here we go. Showtime.
Here we go. 18 Gator. What happened?
On 1st down.
Cash. Moss him. Moss him, G. Moss that ass. Peace. Ha ha, that's my son. Way to go, son. Father-son hookup right there.
Washington touchdown. A big play there. With a lucky number 13.
She said press skip cutscene. That was a good one. Oh. That's right. I can't hum to the music because the sound is off. Dang it.
And the route is on here.
Gotta figure out how to clean that latency up
And we can break that score.
somewhere in the system. Trying to think of how the system is engineered. Where would the latency be coming from? Because you're pushing. It's the box. It's the box. I gotta adjust for the latency on the OBS side of the house. That's probably how I gotta do it.
The kickoff unit
Oh, dang it. I messed my kick up. Now they're gonna get a regular field position situation.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Amari Cooper and the Cowboys set to take over once again. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that
Lou, stop running play action, dude. You can't do that against this team. How do coach? Well, I guess this is the first game of the season, so technically none of the other teams would have film on the fact that we blitz every play. So they're like, we don't know what's happening. So the next team we play is going to have this figured out. We're going to have to adjust our defense. But for now, Dallas wants to continue being stupid, so I am inclined to let them.
here's Prescott under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack? It's 3rd and long. Back to throw.
Ooh, jump up and get that, Joe. All right, so
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt.
all right, showtime, guys. Let's get it going.
Again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. Might he be on his way to a record-setting
Boom,
performance here, Charles?
middle. Get your ass upfield, boy. Yes, sir. I did not think they were not going to converge on me. I think they were expecting another bomb. They stayed outside too long. They were scared to get beat deep. Plus, my dad was coming out of the backfield. They're probably like, oh, we can't. We got to stay in the zone. He can throw it to the running back.
He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough.
That's my son. So that's the kid yesterday that made the magnificent catch and ran it upfield when we were outside playing.
Now the try.
Except now in Madden, he's a 6'9" grown man. In the real world, he's still a little kid. I just made him what he's going to be when he's grown. All right, so I guess I wonder is when people act as if things will not be the same again, is it their anxiety holding them back from moving on? That's part of it. Right? I mean, but when people use cliches, which they love to do, it's everybody's favorite thing is to use cliches, right? Nothing's ever going to be the same again. Well, that statement is true every day of existence. Today is very much a different day than yesterday was in infinitely countable ways. Like nothing's ever, and I get what people are saying. They're meaning it more conceptually, like the way we used to do things will be different. Well, yeah, that's what life is. Like we used to dig holes with shovels. Now there's machines that do it. I mean, like we used to cram ourselves into church buildings until we realized that it's actually probably more business savvy to do that virtually. You know, like yeah, things always are changing. Things will never go back to normal. Well, they never do. The world, if you got somebody even from 1908 and brought them to today, they'd have a stroke. All right, it's different. But the people not going to parties and blah, 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 who cares is my answer to that. Like is it anxiety? Sure. It's neuroticism. There's probably some anxiety in there. It's fear. But even that will start to subside as they get lonely. Humans are not meant to be isolated exclusively. Like, we like our alone time, and me more than most people I know, I love a good alone time. But it's humans are not meant to be alone forever. So all that people won't eat birthday cake, that shit'll go away.
Well, it's rare to see one safety. It's even rare to see two.
But the main question is anxiety involved in that decision-making process? And I think the answer would be yes.
Kids and anyone else that may come around the house when we get a little bit older on that rocking chair. We were there when we saw 3
Oh, Big Mike. Find the seam, Mike. Find it, Mike. He's the seam whisperer. Oh, Mike. Come on, Mike. You're supposed to be the seam whisperer now.
Look, I know that all eyes and all credit should be on the guys that brought the ball.
He's mad at his kick returner because he didn't get a touchdown. Not that he just ran for 40 yards. Not elated that he ran for 40 yards. Mad that this dude didn't get a touchdown. Shite. Waited way too long to throw that, but the defense just behaved stupidly. Nobody was open. I should have ran. I should have balled out like the champagne of the world.
Balls in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Able to get six
Cash. All right.
first down pass play. Second and 3. Second and 3.
Got him. Caught y'all slipping in that coverage you was running. Caught you slipping. Try to cheat that safety up. Burn his ass.
Big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns.
Yep. Saw that safety cheat up. It was a wrap. It was like, that dude's going to be wide open. Touchdown. Just broken coverage, man. That's not even a great offensive play. That's just me being kind of aware of the situation. But heck, my 5-year-old could have diagnosed that. It just, the coverage broke down. Like, we're running 4 wide receivers and one of the safeties is blitzing. Like, why? Not why, because that's the play that was called, but like, adjust. You're about to get burnt.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Yeah, that's a good point, Pocket Thoughts. There is no spin.
Simple there, just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Yeah. Anyway, so about the podcast, you guys brought that up earlier. Everyone seems to be enjoying this week's podcast. I did start it off with a little mini
Send this one away.
joke fest, little stand-up routine for you, trying
This will be taken in after
to not lighten things up. Just honestly, that's what Miko and I were discussing at the moment. So I just pressed record. I was like, hold on, let's table this conversation for the podcast. Let me hit record, then we'll jump back in, and then we went into the actual topic. But
onto the field. And the last
I've gotten a lot of positive response, so I think we'll keep that up. I don't know exactly what I'll do with the Ask BC show. Maybe I'll make that kind of an extra credit thing that I do on the show sometimes. Because I was really anticipating more people were going to get involved in that, and they didn't. So it's like, all right, people must not really have all that many pressing questions. So no worries. Go back to talking about other stuff.
that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Good throw. Good throw. Terrible catch.
Hands on it.
A way to get rid of the ball. Hey, man, I give props where they do.
Game's been going.
I give them where they do.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. It is me looking at it literally, but I'm saying it literally just to provide that perspective. Like, when people say it's never going to be the same again, it's like, yeah, it's never the same again. Why are you freaking out about it? Like, what you're actually saying is, when people say stuff's never going to be the same again, what I hear is, oh, shit that I like doing, we're not going to do it that way anymore. It's very narcissistic. It's not, the world will never be the same. The world's fine. Come on. The world lived through the Black Plague and got back to quote-unquote normal. I think we'll figure it out after the fucking sniffles. Like, all this drama. Yeah, I want to take my throwing lanes away. Go right ahead. I'll just run it, ho. They did not. They left me wide open, so I took it to the streets.
Seeing some pretty good instincts for a young guy, because that's the thing you worry about coming out of college. You're used to getting away with just about anything you want to do. You're just superior. Here, he has to read it, figure it out, and know when it's time to go.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And the route is on here in this first half. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, we survived the Black Plague. I'll remind everybody, too, that about 100 years ago, diarrhea might have killed you. Like, that is what humans do. We emotionally overreact to every fucking thing. That's what we do. We emotionally overreacted to the fucking president. We emotionally overreacted to COVID. We emotionally overreacted during the Great Depression. That is why we had a fucking Great Depression. Because people can't get their goddamn emotions under control. And it's not that they can't, it's that we're not taught the tools of how to do it. That's part of the reason why I do what I do on the internet. And two, even if you were taught the tools, shit's hard. It takes practice. If you don't have if you don't have a lifestyle where that shit you've been educated and trained on how to do it, it's hard. You know, I was a soldier. I got trained in how to do that shit. You know, and I was the son of a soldier, so I was getting trained how to do that shit long before I ever put a damn uniform on. So anyway, yeah, people overreact to everything, dog. That's life.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
I don't think these cats have gotten past the 30-yard line with my new little strategy here. It's working pretty well. And your punter sucks. Y'all need a new punter, dog. You need somebody that can boot that jump.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown, their last score.
All right, what do we want? A BMX bike. When do we want it? Now. All right. Oh, my business partner's back on the team, too. Since I had to start over, I brought him back. His old traitor ass. He's actually about to get the ball right now. Whoop. Look up. Look at that fake hole. Streets. Get him, Tony. Show it to him, brother. Yeah. Tone. That's my brother right there, boy. Touchdowns galore. Look at this juke. Ooh, his wife left him. His mother disowned him. And both of their fathers just tell people that their sons are drug dealers. They don't even want people to know that this happened to his kid. Ah, his wife was gone. She left her seat right then, and it started having the papers drafted up. She was gone after that. Like, you can't get embarrassed that bad on TV and still expect your wife to be at home. She was in another man's arms within minutes of that shit. Probably my arms, because I threw the pass. I don't know what level of psychosis I've reached that this imagination I'm having is what's coming out of my mouth, but it's what you signed up for when you came to this channel. Rah, rah, rah.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense.
I don't even think PTSD has anything to do with resilience. In fact, I think me being as resilient as I am is probably contributes to me having it, not the other way around. It's weird, and I know that sounds weird, but I've had a PhD crash course in all things freaking mental disorders when I started figuring out all the ones I had. working with doctors, doing my own study and research, checking shit by my doctors before I tell you guys shit, to make sure the things I'm saying are at least somewhere near accurate. But me getting PTSD had nothing to do with a lack of resilience. None. In fact, I have a crazy amount of genetic resilience. PTSD for me, and frankly for a lot of people, because there are a lot of people that go through way worse experiences than me, and they never get PTSD. PTSD is actually, for a lot of people, a function of your perspective of the world before trauma happens. Then trauma happens, and you have to become a different person to survive the trauma. And then the post-traumatic stress is the trying to reconcile the two people you've become. I had to become a person I didn't know fucking existed to get through combat, because I was raised a very specific way, and I'm genetically wired to see the world in an almost naive, very just way, right? So it's my naivety that led to, and my wanting to see the world in a good light and believing it's better than it was, that caused the PTSD from the traumas of combat, not my lack of resilience. So don't think that because somebody has a mental disorder it has anything to do with their mental toughness. I have friends that told me to my face, "We're surprised you have mental disorders because you are the most mentally tough person I know," which is hilarious because I'm nowhere near the most mentally tough person I know. So I don't know how I made the cut. Hey, that went to the wrong guy, but we'll take the touchdown. So yeah. Don't for a second think that someone with PTSD has less resilience than someone without it. That's not how it works. Mine had everything to do with, I thought the world was one way, and war taught me that it was actually a very fucking different way. And I had to become brutal, and I had to become a tyrant in order to survive it. And those are two things that I thought I would never have to be to live in this world. And I had to betray the good that was in me and essentially become evil in order to survive combat. And when you think that at least you're living your life wanting to be a good person, and then you wake up one day and realize, I've drugged people out of cars dang near with a gun in their head. Like, it's like, yo. And it was totally justified in doing it because people were trying to kill us. It's not like wasn't like a gangster ripping people out of their cars at the mall. It was like people trying to fucking smuggle weapons and blow us the fuck up. I've had to do some shit. And it's like, all right, when you don't think that you're that type of a person, and then you wake up one day and it's like, oh, I am that guy. PTSD. And that's why my PTSD is so chronic, because my view of the world was complete. Like, I had the biggest ego death you could think of. I thought the world was one way, and war showed me, nope, everything you think about the world is a fucking Disney cartoon, princess. Fuck you. This is how the world actually works. Like, all right. So the last whatever years of my life since then have been me trying to figure out how to be a fucking human again. I spent 4 hours talking to Ryan today like it was a goddamn therapy session about lamenting the fact that I have dyslexia, and that makes it hard for me to communicate with people in ways that are effective, like audibly. I struggle to communicate audibly with people, and it's annoying as fuck having to live with that. And then you have, you're also wired differently from the rest of the world. You also didn't live a life that was like normal people. I didn't grow up going to bars. Shit, when everybody was going to bars and hanging out, man, I was fucking picking up dead bodies off the ground or whatever. I never really had a normal life, ever. So it's like now I'm trying to figure out what all you fucking normal people do. It's like an alien coming to Earth for the first time. And so I've had post-traumatic stress for damn near 2 decades, because it's just like the world I thought existed doesn't, and my brain never was okay with that. Got him right there in the seam. Ooh, you see that dodge he pulled off? He just held up and let him die. That was cool. All right, what do we got? Let's see if we can pull this play off this time, or if the defense is going to be shitty again to us. Got him right there in the cut. There it is. Oh, that play is hard to pull off. I thought they were going to break it up.
His guys continue to pour it on. To try here for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time.
Oh, yeah, let me correct my... If I said that, Josh, I misspoke. And I misspeak all the time because my brain moves faster than my mouth can keep up. So I oftentimes have to go back and correct shit that I say. I am a fantastic fucking storyteller. Don't get that twisted. I'm a great goddamn storyteller. I don't like listening to people tell stories. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive. I can tell I can tell a story better than anybody. I don't like listening to you tell stories. Does that make sense? And I don't mean you, Josh. I mean just, I am great at telling stories. I am not great at listening to them. Mostly because the stories people tell aren't that interesting. And I hate to say that because it sounds condescending, but it's not. It's just, it's personal and narcissistic. It's like most things people say aren't that interesting to me. Seriously, I drive people in my family and friends crazy. Like, are you watching The Mandalorian? Nope. Why? Because I don't care. I'm doing other shit. Got a 5-year-old with a nosebleed trying to start a company over here. Fuck The Mandalorian. And I'm joking. I do intend to watch The Mandalorian, but like I also don't give a fuck if I ever watch it. It's fine. I don't need constant entertainment. And that's why I talk about not being normal. And nobody needs constant entertainment. That's an exaggeration. And it's exaggeration on purpose for the sake of humor, but safety. But it's like, yeah. Pistachio says you have to have a certain level of evil to survive. Reason why they say the good die young. Yeah, that's what I told my mom when she was like, "You're not the same kid that left here." I said, "He's dead. The good did die young," and that's the whole point of the Matrix, where Thomas Anderson becomes Neo is when the agent is trying to kill him, and he's like, "My name is Neo." That's what I had to become. I had to become a different person, and to become a different person, your old person has to die. And most people in their life aren't willing to go through that. The Bible talks about this extensively. That's why they talk about most people take most people take the wide path. Well, in church for centuries has been teaching that means you had sex before you were supposed to and you smoked a cigarette. Go fuck yourself. Like what they're talking about is you facing your personal hell. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to teach people about God, make a fucking effort. Like, let's teach it like not 4th grade. You know, but, and believe what you want, I don't care. But my point being, that's why the scriptures talk so much about that. Like, die to yourself. You have to be born again to live in this world properly. And that's that weird separation that's hard to articulate between good and evil. That they're not just these two separate entities. You know? But anyway, it's, I don't need to beat the dead horse to death. It's already dead.
It's going to take a lot of effort, so maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. The extra point.
But yeah, I died. The person I was before I went to combat, that dude, parts of him still exist, but he died for a long time. I had to I had to learn how to have fun again, guys. Like, do you understand? I don't talk about all the dark shit. And not because I'm afraid to talk about it, just because it doesn't come up. But, like, I had to learn how to have fun again. Like, think about forgetting how to walk. That was me. Like, I was so wrapped up in trying to change the world that I forgot what it, like, getting a, like, fun. Fuck fun. I remember saying that. Fun's overrated. I got to help this world not be so fucked up. And it's like, yeah, you're not doing anything to change it, Brian. It enjoys being fucked up. Leave it alone. This is the way humans like to be. Let them be. Like, all right. Boom. Way to go, Lou.
Situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single.
Come on. How is Lou's superstar not lit up? He's got 18 sacks. What do you want him to do? I'm sorry, 20.5 sacks. What exactly are we missing with Lou here that needs to be? Does it tell me? It usually does. It's not on the screen right now, though.
Obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They are just putting things together so well.
They are putting things together well. Poppycock. I feel like I emphasized the cock too hard in that. I didn't tone that down a taste for my next act. All right, who do I want on this play? Ah, yes. Ooh, they put someone in to cover him up. I might have to run this one. Yep, gonna have to run it. Later. I tried to dive. It didn't work. Or slide, rather. I tried. All right, what do we have? What do we have? 7. Oh, man, they're in cover 2. Got you. Yeah, back it on up. And then here's what we're going to do to cover 2 all day. Peace. Yeah, please keep calling cover 2. I'll have 1,000 yards rushing as the quarterback before this game. I'll have more yards rushing than my dad before the end of this game. You guys want to keep calling cover 2? Go nuts. For you non-football players, I realize I'm using a lot of terminology that's like, what in the hell is this guy talking? This is a very niche show. Nobody knows. Because it's not lost on me that I attract a room full of nerds, and I don't think any of you, at least on tonight's show, were football players. Maybe a couple of you were. But I remember trying to have a football discussion on one live stream, and the room was just like, nah, bruh. That wrong crowd. Like, damn it. Oh, no, it was the freaking Super Bowl after party, and none of you heathens watched the damn Super Bowl. It was just like, I was never been more disappointed in America than that moment when the whole of my audience didn't watch the Super Bowl. I was like, well, chalk that up to another thing that's different between me and my audience.
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, I told you.
Excuse me. Way to go, Lou. All right. Micah Thought says, that's so sad. If that is the case, this will never end. Will our existence be this indefinitely? No, it just takes billions of years to become a god. How is that not the conclusion the church has come to? Like, all this evolution shit seems to have some merit to it. There seems to be some merit that the Earth's been around a little bit longer than a couple thousand years. I don't know. I don't know how to measure this shit. I don't know how to do carbon dating, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's exactly right. But the bottom line is, how have you not concluded that Genesis chapter 1 said, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue the earth, and I'm creating you in my own image and likeness and giving you authority over every goddamn thing I just made? That sounds a whole lot like he's handing over the keys to the car and then telling us how to live, because he wants us to be him. How does that not take 1 billion years to be able to fart goddamn planets out of your ass? Like, I don't know how that's not at least in the discussion. I'm not saying that's the absolute truth. I wouldn't be that naive to think I know what the fuck is going on in this universe. But damn, how is that not where we're leading the discussion? Like, yeah, maybe there is this God thing going on, this divine engineer that's at work behind all this crazy shit on these planet spaceships that we're all on. Like, yeah. And maybe the game is single-celled organism becomes God, but that takes a while. It's going to take us a little while before we get better. It's taken us this many thousand years just to stop raping and pillaging on Thursdays. And now when I listen to people talk about the world is so dark. Like, no, it's not. It's never been fucking brighter. You don't want to see real brutality. Because we wouldn't even be able to fathom a war. Like, warriors talk about shit like, you know what? I couldn't have done World War I. I don't think I have the fucking courage to do that war. And I fought in a war. That's the type of shit we talk about. Like, nope. And I certainly couldn't have been an actual Spartan, even though that's what my tagline was, because that's the team I played for. And that seems to jive with my whole warrior brand bullshit that everybody attributes to me. Like, I got it. I don't think I could have been a fucking Spartan. Okay? Let's just be clear. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but like, because it was way worse. How are we not seeing that we're making progress and things are getting nothing but better? Yes, some things still suck hard, and they still suck a million times less than Earth 5,000 years ago, or even 100 years ago. Come on, guys. Like, how is that not? How does it not take a billion years to become what we call God? Even Star Trek addressed that. A show written by an atheist tried to help fucking God people out. Like, let me help these idiots. And I don't know that he was an atheist. A lot of atheists try to tell me that Gene Roddenberry was an atheist. I'm like, dude, first of all, unless you knew the fucker personally, shut up. Because that's a very personal thing to think you know about a guy. Hell, Neil deGrasse Tyson even says he doesn't want to be called that. So it's like, let's stop putting people in boxes. How about that? Because I've read Stephen Hawking's book. Doesn't strike me like a guy that has a problem with the idea of God. Strikes me as a guy that would critique a lot of dumbass shit people believe in God would say, but not a guy that just outright thinks the idea of God in and of itself was absurd. Now, I've not read everything he's written, so maybe he said that somewhere. But if he had social media, I'm sure he probably said a lot of things that he's like, dude, I was playing. Like, what? It was a joke. I didn't actually mean they were whores on my stream. They're clearly not.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Yeah, and Pocket Thought says, okay, so incremental minute. Yes, humanity wants to grow faster than it can. And here's why. Our technology okay, let me put it to you like this. God makes us, right? Then we make technology, right? We're the God of technology. This is just an analogy. If you don't like the idea of God, just go to sleep, right? We make technology. What's really interesting is that the technology that we invented evolves faster than we do. And I think it's given us a false representation of what humans are actually capable. Like, we fucking suck. We're retarded apes. Get that shit in your head. Yes, we're also brilliant inventors and artists and painters and philanthropists. But I guarantee you, if Michelangelo was right here in my office right now and I said, hey, do you sometimes feel like you're a retarded ape? He'd be like, yeah, all the fucking time. I did one awesome thing and everybody thought I was Jesus Christ. Like, I banged hookers and did blow every night when I wasn't painting that fucking church. I didn't even go to church. I'm making this up. But the point is, it's like somebody does one thing and that's what we attribute to them. Like, we're not more complex than that. And going back to what Ryan said something earlier that I thought was really interesting that I wanted to dissect. Great conversation, by the way, tonight, gang. I appreciate you. Blah, blah, blah. Ryan, where is that comment? Damn it, it was a good comment, too, because it was a question. So, Ryan says, ego death, the unification of a bicameral mind. Here's the issue I have with that. I don't think we have how do I want to say this? Way to go, Luke. I think humans think we're supposed to be ahead of where we are. Let me go back to the pocket thoughts. I think humans think we're supposed to be better than we are because the shit we've built behaves better than we do. And that's scary if you think about it. Like, humans have made shit that's better than us. That's why Amazon uses robots to run their factories, because the shit we invented behaves better than us. But we don't behave better than the God, if you believe in that invented us. That's a real mind bender right there. And I think our technology has deluded us into believing that we can do things faster than we can. That's why I think all the kids bitching about, like, what's this shit the kids all bitch about on social media? The fucking algorithm. No, you just suck and people aren't that interested in you. That's always the answer. The answer is human. It's not algorithmic. Because algorithms aren't that complicated. It's like you're expecting to be successful faster than it actually takes because you saw 3 people do it really fast and you thought, oh, that's how it's supposed to work for everybody. No, that's how it's supposed to work for outliers. They're not like you. You're not going to grow as fast as PewDiePie. It's not going to happen. Not on YouTube, anyway. He is the PewDiePie of YouTube. Nobody's taking that from him. And it just, if you know how business works, you know why that statement is true. Now, eventually, he may do something that kills himself, and then that statement becomes false. But just his brand in and of itself, barring him doing something completely idiotic, is it's going to continue to be number one. But anyway, the whole point there was, yes, incremental growth. And I think humans, especially in the modern world, we're just expecting too much from ourselves. That's why we have anxiety and depression. And I feel like I'm not doing enough. Why? You're a fucking single mom who raised 9 kids. What else is the world asking for from you? What else do you owe the world? Like, if you didn't murder somebody today, you realize you're already doing better than your ancestors from a couple thousand years ago? Come on, guys. How about a little encouragement for yourself? A little bit of pat on the back for not being a complete piece of shit. Instead of beating yourself up for not being Jesus Christ yet. Come on, man. Playing this game wrong, guys.
So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1.
I was not paying attention. I'm too busy looking at the comments. I'm not even looking at the game.
Down at the 22-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own.
There you go, Clem. Clem's number 9.
Coach Davis.
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's
All right.
something that's been done.
Bicameral mind.
A lot of people say it's not even
I don't know what bicameral means. Let's start with that. But the word bi, the word,
if it does,
the prefix bi is where I take issue with it because it implies duality. And if we're talking about ego death being the separation of 2 identities, if that's what you mean by bicameral, because you had to use a smart person word because you don't understand how to communicate with humans, like 1 to 2 syllable words, motley. We know you're smart. But anyway, if it's 2 identities being severed by the ego death or becoming one because of the ego death, I wouldn't think that's necessarily accurate because it assumes that our personalities or perception of self or consciousness of self is a duality of some sort. And I just don't think that's. I think the book. What's the name of the book? The Body Keeps the Score. One of my favorite quotes. It's not a true statement because it can't be factual, but it's a statement of truth. Let's say that I think has some merit to it. And it's this: every human has as many personalities as they know people in their lives. So that's where bicameral would bother me, but I need to look the word up so I can know what it means.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line.
Kill his ass. There you go.
And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game.
Hey, somebody remind me to keep an eye on the score, please. I cannot go above 255 points.
Field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
Yeah, there you go, Miko. Ooh, her superstar is about to be on. I think that was it. I think that was it. Yes, her superstar should be on. Where's it at? That's 2, or does it have to be 3?
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last
Way to
week,
go, lady.
ran pretty much wild. Did
Disguised as a dude
what he wanted to do.
from Madden.
They've stopped him.
That's my wife just made that tackle. That's her. Get in there. Now, she's about 7 inches taller in the game than she. Okay, so it's 2 of 3. It's 3, not 2. All right. One more, lady. Get in there. She's 7 inches taller than she is in real life. I had to make, otherwise she would look like a child on the field with all these 7-foot people. Yes, that's her. That's her again. Get some. Give me her superstar power, yo. Yes, she's in the zone. She's in the zone. It's on now, boy. So my son's in the zone. My wife's in the zone. My other son's in the zone. We're going to get everybody in the zone, baby. Look at fighting through the blocks to get in the zone. Way to go, girl. Yeah. It's my wife, son.
Change it up. You
She is not a game.
a little bit, finding ways to try and move the ball because keeping on the ground just isn't working for them.
Yeah, maybe get him the ball.
And she catches an interception. Oh, she dropped it. No. That would have been perfection, like just icing on the cake. 2 tackles for a loss and then a pick. You're the star, you're the MVP of the game off that.
You know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. So here's the Redskins offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They were able to get the ball back.
Yeah, the bicameral mind. Is that the left and right brain shit? Is that what? Yeah, because that shit was killed a long time ago, wasn't it?
Up any point and turning the ball back over.
And I know people still kind of use it metaphorically, but in terms of literally.
By scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. There he goes left side.
Who your car?
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 72 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first
Reference in
half,
Westworld. Cool.
it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone.
Rah, rah, rah. So we can still hear the fight song on Madden, because I know they can't be singing it in real life anymore after they changed the name of the team.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And now
Oh, we start out calling it the voice. That's right. Yeah, you did show me the video on that. That's right. That's right. It's like I said, man. Author Conan Doyle said it best. The mind is like a dusty attic, man. You got to sweep it out from time to time. Like, I pack my brain with so much shit, it is hard to remember things that I know.
so Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10.
Like, when you explain it to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I knew that. Damn it. It's just in my brain. There's too much shit in there.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
To try again.
We come, yo, all in your ass. My favorite phrase in the world.
That's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes.
Is that 4 safeties on the night now?
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Gonna be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. after the safety.
Are they going to kick it out of bounds again? Yep. Don't catch it. Let him get that penalty.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So that one will be accepted.
They don't let fans at FedEx Field anymore. That's good. It's not a fun place to go, man, unfortunately. Much as I love my team, FedEx Field is not a place I'd like to hang out.
Down. 10 Tucson. I'm trying to collect. Ready.
Throwing on first.
Inside. Got him. Cash.
One deep. It's caught.
Tony.
The 20.
Touchdown. Way to go, Tone.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play there. 70 yards. As his guys continue to pour it on.
I knew Dallas' secondary was bad, but Jordan Lewis isn't bad, though. Where is he at? He's nowhere near this play. I don't know what they had him, what call they called, but
In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdowns.
also had to make Tony taller than he is in real life because he's playing tight end, and can't have a tight end that can't hold it down on the line when I need him to. So most people are their actual size, but a couple people I had to make bigger.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play.
Fight for old DC.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send
Our weapons are love, justice, sexuality. Yeah.
it in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
I should make that quote a scavenger hunt. Like, you can win $100 if you can find the video I made where that quote is in it. The actual quote, not me quoting it.
Very fruitful game offensively thus far.
Bitches, you ain't running. She still got her star power. Get some, lady. Yeah, now she's coming alive. She ready to kick ass all night now. Get in there. I am having way too much fun playing Madden. It shouldn't be this good.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Ooh, Rich. Rich was not having that. Sit your black ass down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
3rd and long for Prescott. And that is incomplete.
I thought we were going to get home on that one.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they have the right idea. Just
Ask BC. I always think of headache power. Swear to God, Ryan, you are a 70-year-old man trapped in a much younger man's body. How do you even know what BC powder is?
the Madden way.
I shouldn't even know what that is, but I had a roommate in college who was like a 70-year-old man, and he knew what it was. Oh, man. Patrick Kevin Barlow is in the house. He says, bruh, remember when Burns tackled the kickoff returner at midfield who was on his way to a touchdown with the lead blocker who ran? Yes, of course. What's up, P. Rick? By the way, friends, say hello to P. Rick, local celebrity. He's in this game, by the way.
One-play drives exactly
He is in this game, ladies and gentlemen.
to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time.
All right.
They can't expect that going forward.
You guys will see him on defense here in a second. He was actually in the highlight reel the other night. We sent him on his birthday. You guys were here for that. Got him. Woo. Wook up. Oh, the juke didn't work, but I think I can run him. Oh, it's funny.
Deep on the Cowboys side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. Excellent.
Was checking out YouTube before bed, saw you streaming. Yeah, I was announcing a new business I launched with a partner of mine tonight, man. So I wanted to do a stream to announce that we launched. Product is up and ready for people to consume. We about to. You want to cover 2? I'm gonna run it right there. Yeah, give me some more to cover 2, baby. I love cover 2. That lets me do my thing.
Agile quarterback.
Give me all the cover 2 you got, and I'll just run for touchdowns untouched.
This one out of reach. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again.
Yeah, I'm glad you came, man. Oh, yo, P. Dot, we need to get an outward stream in. I've been crazy the last week up till today, man, but I think this week's going to be a little bit more chill. So, or we don't even have to stream if you just want to jam, because I wanted to jam with you on Sunday, man, but nope. We went from freaking what I thought was going to be like an hour hanging out with my brother and his kids to we were doing our thing all night. So this week I think we're going to be able to make something happen if you are available, my brother.
The scoring summary, 2 plays and into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is
Ooh,
the
yeah.
goal line.
Let's see. B, did you enjoy my dyslexia? Yeah, of course, man.
At the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field.
Very well said, Ryan. It's a very interesting statement.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Shut his ass down. Hey, so Pat, that was Joey that just made that tackle. I'm going to introduce you to everybody on the field. So that's Joe. Oh, that's you, right? You saw you, didn't you? There he is. There's Richard Gaskins. So he's going to know most of the people on the field. There's Drew. So Joey made the tackle. There's Drew behind him. You were on the screen a second ago. Actually, I'm going to switch to playing as you. That's how we're going to play the game. Oh, damn it. I'm going to play as my boy. I usually play as the nose tackle because it's the hardest position to F up. And if I screw something up as the nose tackle, it doesn't usually make a big difference. I usually leave the other players alone, but for now I'm going to play as P. Dot since he's here on the show.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw.
I wish Madden would go back to diving at the guy who has the ball automatically instead of me having to get the exact right position on the analog stick. Or maybe that's a setting I could change because I can't dive for Jack. You saw Patrick just dive into the end zone instead of diving at Dak Prescott, which is what I was trying to do.
It's coming right on top of him.
Is that another safety? Oh, no, it's just a punt. All right.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Whoop. See if he gets a good bounce. Nope.
And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line.
Remember Madden 94 on SNES? Dude, of course. That's still, to me, the best Madden. Madden 94 and Madden 10, I think, were my favorite Maddens. Now, the newer Maddens have features that, are dope that I wouldn't want to give up now. But, yeah, nothing's better than Madden 94 to me, man. It's just dope. It's just right.
Throwing to start the drive. Chambers looking left side, and he's got a man. It's
Got him.
Chambers.
Hold on to that ball, boy.
Finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Big yardage that time for the Redskins.
Yeah, I need to see if I can pick up Madden 94 complete in the box. That would be a cool story for the collector versus the actual show we're supposed to be doing here that's not this stream. Oh, damn it. I think that's the first pass I didn't complete today. Tried to force a pass. That's all right.
And knock it away. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Chambers.
All right. Let's see. Who should we put in the end zone? Let's see if we can get Pops in the end zone. See if we can get my Pops
Passing game
in the zone.
It's a first down.
All right. Oh, damn it. He's the one who doesn't go out for a pass on this play. Oops. Wrong play. All right. I'll get my brother in the end zone. Why not?
Operating from the gun. Chambers. This will be
Got some. DC in the end zone. First touchdown of his career. Because we had to start the franchise over today because Madden sucks. That's cool. I don't mind. I just play Madden it's a good palate cleanser game because video games get on my nerves. It's easy to play. Like I don't have to play it on super hard difficulty. I can just enjoy the fact that this game isn't particularly difficult. And I get to watch all my family and friends do like acrobatic acts. And now that I have the superpowers turned on, when everybody gets their superstar power, like I need to figure out what superstar power I want to give Patrick because I haven't given him his yet. Like every game, every time I play it, I'm turning on new shit. And it's like watching the superpowers play out. It's almost like it's not quite NBA Jam because none of it's fake. Like it's all stuff the players could actually do. It's just getting to see them do it is cool because it's stuff they don't often do. Like my son, the primary receiver, has the Randy Moss ability where he can jump up and one-handed catch over anybody. So when he's hot, if I throw any pass over 55 yards in his direction, he's guaranteed to catch it if he's covered. So cool stuff like that. It makes the game more fun. And I don't have to be frustrated listening to 47 minutes of people talking that aren't interesting, but they're shittily written stories. Because I think I can count on one hand video game story writers that I think write stories I want to listen to. And that's not a diss to y'all story writers out there. I know you're great Americans, but video games ain't the place for it, man. Go write a movie. Get some, Lou. Let's see, Patrick says, why are they wearing Washington football team units but playing? Because this is Madden 19, or this is Madden 20, not 21. They were still called the Redskins. I just customized the uniform so they look cool. I wasn't trying to make it the Washington football team. I was just making it shit that I thought looked dope. They're still technically the Redskins. They're not the Washington football team. Just yet, my brother. So I customize all the stuff to make art. Because I think the way I make the uniforms looks cooler than the way they make it look. So I just do it my way. Patrick said, make my power slowness. Nah, man. You know how many freaking fumble recoveries for touchdowns you had before I had to reset this whole thing? You were killing, man. Oh, you damn near had an interception right there. See, I got to get Patrick's superpower. I got to get Richard Gaskin's superpower. I got to get my boy Chris's superpower. Damn, I got to get my dad's superpower. I don't even know what his is yet. All right, where are we going with it? Let's go. Let's throw the ball to Slip D-O-double-G. I know Patrick will like to see that. All right. There he is. Cash money. All out, Slip. Get some, Slip. Get low, Slip. Yeah! I didn't think that was going to work. Oh, Slip D-O-double-G. 69-yard touchdown from Jesus. That thing came down from the heavens. You saw that? Who's the most obscure name from his football you have on this team? Most obscure name. Moreau, I think. Yeah, it's a rookie that we drafted this year when you start the season. Well, I think, no, he's not a rookie. He came from, I forgot what team he came from, but he's a defensive back. Moreau, I think, is the most obscure name. Can you tell these guys the Sarouche story? Which one? The one where Coach picked him up by shoulder pads and threw him halfway across the field? You know what's funny, though? I don't even remember what Sarouche did to get that ass whipping. I just remember the ass whipping happening. I was like, what? What happened? Good old Sarouche, man. That is funny as hell.
They've got to dig down deep. They need something.
Yeah, no, I remember the event. I just don't remember what did Sarouche do? Did he like talk back to Coach? And because I just remember Coach was trying to get us ready for the game, and then he completely loses his shit. And you know when Coach lost his shit, he couldn't speak English, and he just starts babbling. It's just like, Coach, you're gonna have a stroke, man. Life ain't that serious, bruh. Take that down a notch. Oh, he was laughing. That's right. That's right. Coach was trying to get. Was that before the Loudoun County game? I want to say that was before the LC game, man. Because Coach was really serious. I remember trying to get us ready for that ass whooping we got that week.
Physical, out tough, whatever you want to use.
And what people do when that is happening, when they're getting dominated that way, they spread things out a little.
He laughed because Coach lost. Yeah, okay. All right. It's starting to come back to me now. I just remember we were on a knee like at the 50-yard line, and it did not. The practice did not end well for our old pal Sarouche.
Unable to successfully complete one, but you know there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle.
I think that might have been right before the county game, because I just remember Coach was in a different zone because he knew that ass whooping was pending. Although probably 87% of our ass whippings were his doing, if I had to guess. Oh, dude, that dude would be. He would have criminal charges against him for the shit he did to us. The shit he did to teachers, that dude would have been locked up at least once. That's why I laugh at these kids, man. Like, you guys. The shit that these kids get fired up about today, I'm like, y'all would have killed yourselves during my childhood. That would not have ended well. Woo! Like, that dude would have not only been fired, he would have had criminal effing charges on his ass. Boom!
Some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means break character.
All right, so the toilet shoe practice. This is another one of the events that I was out of the loop on. So it was Mike's shoe in the toilet, right? And wasn't it Mike that threw his own shoe in the toilet and then got all of us in trouble doing damn fourth quarter drills and grass drills for the rest of practice during two-a-days at our middle school because our high school was under construction? Isn't that how it went down? I know we were practicing at our middle school because our school was under construction, so we couldn't even go to our own field. And I just remember getting, one of our weekly Jerry Smith ass beatings because he had emotional and psychological problems. It was like, all right, let's go out here and get beat on today for whatever thing we did to piss this guy off. Yardley. I thought Burns admitted to doing it himself, or was he joking around when he did that?
From their special teams, that's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13.
There you go.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Rion Motley says he is eggs hostage. Why aren't you sleeping, man? I know as soon as this is over, I'm out because I'm working on fumes myself. I didn't really sleep last night. I slept today a little bit, but we're going to catch up on sleep tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm sleeping in. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm getting up to do school, and then I'm taking a nap in the middle of the day. So I'll be sleeping tomorrow, but tomorrow's my catch-up day. Mark it at the 1. Let's get 5 safeties. My little kickoff trick is working pretty good to pin the offenses back in their own territory and whatnot. That was a good kick. Why was he not kicking it like that the rest of the game?
And this will be down by a member of the kicking team just outside.
The first day after spring forward always gets me. Yeah, you know what? That's probably what it was. Because a lot of people that I was helping today were talking about losing sleep. Like, it must be the spring forward shit. I didn't even think about it. It's funny because I didn't even know it happened. That's how focused I've been the last couple of days with the shit that I've had going on. It was like an hour passed, and I didn't even realize. It was like, all right. It didn't even register in my brain mind.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well. Because they're
What the hell? Yeah, Jesus! Run, Jesus! Yes! I didn't know I could pitch it to Jesus. Ha ha! Get some, Jesus. Christ! There he is. Didn't even know I could do that. Oh.
exciting, isn't it, for the offense to do that? The defense is saying, okay, that's cool, but let's not make it a habit. We need to get some rest sometime.
All right, so stand by. We're going to have to clip that one. That's going to have to go down. We're going to have to clip that one for television. Run, Jesus. That one will go well on TikTok. Jesus Christ scores the first touchdown of the 2019 season, or scores his first touchdown.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Ah.
Not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and
Yes, Jesus is huge. Exactly 7 feet tall, 400 pounds of Jesus. I also made him his actual black ass color. Not this Ashton Kutcher bullshit that Hollywood's been trying to do to him for the last, since movies existed. Jesus is going to be black as hell in my game. Oh,
and a nice job there on special
center. He's the center. Pun intended.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
You talking about Super Mega Death Christ from AVGN? Ryan, is that what you're taking that from?
So Prescott
That's actually a funny episode.
with a first and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Prescott to throw it, and he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line.
Jesus wasn't white. I see him as more of a slot receiver. Oh, God. I should do that. I should move 7 foot 400 pound ass Jesus to slot receiver. I can do that. That is a thing this game will let me do. And I think next game, that's exactly what's happening. Jesus is going to be our number 3 receiver. I'm going to put him in Mike's spot. And then I'm going to put Mike at center. See how that works? That would be great. Mike at center, and Jesus goes out to slot receiver. Perfect. Got some. Ah. Big Zach gets the sack this time, boy. Yeah. And so my son is 7 feet tall, but he's actually supposed to be 7 feet tall. So I made my kids their actual max height that the doctor said they could be.
It'll be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the
Yeah, we don't need another penalty. Let's get this show on the road. We'll be here all night. The way these guys are playing.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from
Booyaka.
the end zone.
It always is punch.
Ooh, good hit, Sean Lee.
Team has the advantage.
I got mad respect for Sean Lee. You guy's a baller.
They roll downfield, get into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back?
Let's come and fire. Got him. Touchdown.
Always the first way to go.
A big seam, and he
Please don't blitz me like that. That's only going to get you murdered.
down, rushing. Big play there. 66 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone.
He couldn't be gluttonous enough to be 400 pounds.
Now the try here for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the
Booyah! Big Lou!
and not a particularly good
Now it's a
return.
terrible return because I kicked the ball to force him to return it, and then my ball hawks came on down the field to kick ass. That's what they do. All right, let's get my man Barlow some sacks here, or at least an Ezekiel Elliott stop. Really dragging this play out, aren't you there, Dak?
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On second and
Got him. PJ Ross with the pick. There's our boy PJ. I gave him his old hairstyle there, Patrick.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the
All right, all right.
techniques he has
Less help to the left, but I want to go right. Let's see what they give me.
dropping because it's zone.
Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, spy me. Please spy me. Yes. Peace. Thanks for the help there, Jesus. Thanks for pushing me out of that tackle, because that should have been a sack. But thanks to Jesus, I escaped the flood. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Trent Williams. That wasn't Jesus. Thank you, Trent Williams. The only real player on this damn team. Yes, sir.
5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
Patrick Scotty, comic/movie idea. All right, bet. You always come up with good shit, man. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
One play later, boom, end zone.
Yeah, we got to do the Jesus action movie idea, man. I think that needs to happen.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, we about to pin your ass. Here comes PJ Ho. Boom! Who made the hit?
And he
Oh.
down right there
Oh, it's
at
Apke.
the 20-yard line.
It's one of our other defensive backs, one of our other safeties. One of our young safeties. I guess all our safeties are young because everybody on the team's a rookie. Except for, oh no, I made Trent Williams a rookie too.
They have
We're all rookies.
time in this game, and they're getting going now. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
How was that a user sack? I didn't switch to Richard Gaskins. Richard Gaskins with the sack. Sackzilla. Booyah. Thought we were going to get a fumble out of that deal.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And no pitch there, and no chance either, as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a
All right,
loss of
I'm going to say it one more time.
and they're
I blitz all of the time. Play action, no working.
lost in this game.
No running it, no more. Please, man. I don't know how I went from weirdly offensive Asian to Jamaican at the end there, but whatever.
What he's doing is helping
Damn it. Stop running play action.
big time plays getting into the offense's backfield and spilling everything.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Booyah.
Prescott from the gun.
How is that not a fumble? He certainly dropped that ball before his butt cheeks hit the ground, or maybe I just can't see that well.
Immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head, that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Mess these guys up. Oh, you ain't getting the ball, ho. You ain't getting the ball. That ball's mine.
And they'll go ahead and down this one right on the chalk of the 20-yard line.
All right, guys, keep an eye on the score for me. I can't score but like 2 or 3 more times, otherwise the game's going to break. You're going to blitz again, guys. We just discussed this. All right, Madden, I don't know why I started running the wrong way, but by all means. This is a low percentage play, and it takes forever to develop, but we're giving it a shot.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
Mawson. Got him. Damn, dude. The streets. Left you on the corner like the streets got to you. Oof, that's bad. That you just got rolled on. Not even near him. And I know Dallas has some pretty not great defensive backs, but damn, that's bad.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about
He said take a knee. Take 4 knees. Just keep giving the defense the ball back. That'd be great.
And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep.
Ooh,
And not
nice
a
hit.
particularly good return here as
Big
it
Lou.
goes to start at the 12-yard line.
Hippie says, B, what's the big news? Man, you're late. You missed the news, Hip. Is that Patrick? Yeah, it is. Get some. Defensive ends don't get to get as much love as the linebackers, boy, so I like it when he gets to win one. Well done, brother. Gonna fight through. And just look how kindly he laid Mr. Prescott on the ground there. He just lays him down. Go on, lay down. It wasn't even violent. That's a respectful man right there.
Come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh yeah, by break when I scored too much, I don't mean actual break. Basically the score resets. So if you score more than 255 points, whatever you score above that is your score. So I ended up tying a game with the Saints because they scored on me a couple of times, but I scored exactly as many points over the limit as they scored touchdowns and whatnot. And so it showed us that we tied the game, even though I scored like 300 points or whatever.
Because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the
Yeah, I've been waiting to eat Zeke's ass alive. That sounded wildly homoerotic unintentionally, but either way, you guys wanted to hear the big news. Let's run it. How did I know it would be 255? I don't know, brother. I don't know how you knew that because I didn't know it. You must have either some clairvoyance, some intuition, or there must be some logical reason why it's 255 that I am too stupid to deduce. All right, Mike, find the seam, baby. Find the seam. What are you doing, Mike? Get your black ass up. Oh, well.
Come on now, let's go.
Yeah, that's my guess. It's definitely in computer science, 256. It's 256 in computer science, but 255 is close enough. But it's a multiple of 8. Or 4, if you want to look at it that way. Or 2. Really, however you want to look at it. Damn, y'all just going to let me run it, huh?
In the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them
Secret project I just called. I'm dead. All right, cool.
for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? and they all looked at me and said,
All right, so if Charles Davis will stop talking, I'll share with Patrick and with Hippie the news of the new business that we launched.
not as worried and concerned about getting him out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
That is a very long monologue.
It's Chambers.
My father's just like limping there.
Pick up a 14.
All right, so
Washington first.
turn this down in my ear so I can hear myself, because good lord, this game.
My eyes just see
Anywho,
getting stronger as this game moves along.
so as of today, we've officially launched a new business called Warrior Reads, and you don't care about that, but what you do care about is I'll retell the story that I told everybody else earlier. So I want you to imagine yourself. You are in combat,
First down.
and you're fighting your way from the south to the north trying to get to Baghdad, and you're under constant duress, whether it's sniper teams killing friends of yours, or people blowing shit up, or hitting your checkpoints, or people dropping artillery on you, shooting fucking RPGs at you. It sucks. You can imagine that living in a country where people are being paid to kill you, you can imagine that being a little bit terrifying, because it is. So one of the things I had to do, because not only was I there and, you know, a combatant fighting in that world, I was also responsible for the lives and performance of, you know, depending on how you look at it, about 100 other guys. Right, so if somebody doesn't make it home, I'm the one going to have to explain that to somebody's parents or wife or whatever. So you can understand that there's a lot of duress, there's a lot of stress and pressure that comes from being, you know, a 20-something kid basically who has that much responsibility just kind of laid on his shoulders. So one of the things I knew I had to do to take care of my men was make sure that my head was in a good space, because I was just as terrified, if not more so, than they were. But I knew they were going to be looking at me like, yo, they're going to be looking to me for confidence, to not look like I'm terrified when we're carrying out missions. So I needed something to keep, you know, because the voices, as they are prone to do, that you hear in your head are telling you all kinds of crazy things, and that's just your subconscious brain trying to warn you about the dangers you're in. The voices that you're talking about in your head is just your subconscious brain trying to keep you alive. But you can imagine the voices you'd be hearing in that environment would be somewhat nightmare. So I needed something to get those voices out of my head and replace it with voices that would keep my head in the right space. Staying positive, staying focused on what I'm capable of, that I trained really hard to become a warrior who could survive and help other men survive and thrive in an environment like this. All right, so what I did was I started taking teachings, books, stories, anything that I could get back then on CDs, because we didn't have smartphones or really MP3 players, and I'd either burn them on computers we had, or I'd have my wife send me recordings of just anybody's voice telling me stories that I could put in my head while I slept. Right, so I had James Earl Jones reading me stories, I had some of my favorite preachers reading me stories, I had Miko saying things to me. So while I'm sleeping, I have got these voices working in my head that are reminding me of the warrior I am, who is capable of overcoming the hardship that I'm currently facing. So my suggestion to all of you is that if I could use a system like that to get through the hell of death and combat, I assure you that you could use a similar system to weed out the anxiety and the crazy shit that's going on in your head, in your life, in the real world. So we created Warrior Reads to be that for you. So the kind of bastardized version of it I did in combat, we've created an online service that does that for you. So when you go to bed at night, all you do is you just go to the Warrior Reads website, you pick up the story for that day, and you're going to hear another warrior read to you stories of other warriors to remind you of who you really are. So what that does, and if you want the science behind it, it's programming the subconscious to believe things that help you act better in the real world, in real time, in your life, to get the things you want. So most of the people, when you see them in their lives when they're miserable, it's because they don't have their subconscious under control. Right? They haven't learned the mind control tactics that a lot of us use to become super successful at the things we do. Right? Warriors know that. We have to be taught that shit, otherwise we would not last very long on a battlefield. Right? And so this is something that a friend of mine came to me with. He's like, I'm building this product, and when he explained it to me, I was like, oh dude, that's exactly what I used to do in combat. You're just creating an awesome version of it online that's really much easier for people to use. So when they're going to bed at night, instead of watching dumbass fucking Netflix or whatever it is you watch, listen to something that's building you up. right? That's making you stronger as you sleep and while you're falling asleep, right? Instead of falling asleep to whatever message whoever's trying to tell you, who doesn't have your best interests at heart. So that is the company we just launched. It's called Warrior Reads. A number of you have already signed up, so good on you. But that's it. When he approached me with it, I was like, dude, I'm all in. What do you need from me to help you make this work? And so we partnered up. And it's fun because it's one of the companies I own that I don't have to do all the work. I don't have to, um, you know, all of the stuff to make it run is not on me. It's very nice to not have to have my team building websites. We got someone doing the website. They got somebody doing the marketing. Like, this is great. So yeah, anyway, that's the big announcement. We just launched that today. Well, technically we launched it Friday, but I'm announcing it to you guys today.
I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Pocket Thought says, B, were you sleeping while playing that or were you awake? Both. So I used it to fall asleep too, and then I let it play while I slept. In fact, my church pastor actually recorded a recording of him reading stories from the Bible for me. Like stories from the Bible, like heroic stories, or just like scriptures that talk about things that God promises to do for his people, so that your mind can be focused on shit that's helping you, stay positive and stay focused on the things it needs to be focused on to be effective and successful. Right. So my pastor gave me this CD where it was just all of God's promises and these stories that he was reading with a little bit of music in the background. And I would fall asleep with that playing, but it would also play for hours while I was sleeping, just reminding me of, okay, got it, got it, got it. So it's just like the same thing that people learn how to do to get great in the world, like at basketball, the repetition, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same thing with your mind, but we're just not coached in our lives, trained or educated is the right word, on how to deal with our minds. It's just not something our school system understands. Churches certainly don't get it. The people that are responsible for teaching you at a young age don't know these things, or at least, very least, they're not teaching it. You'd have way less anxiety and depression in the world if people understood very basic history, very basic biology, and very basic psychology. Like the pandemic would have less people freaked out. It's like because you'd have the perspective of history to say, listen, we survived the fucking Black Plague. The goddamn sniffles is not going to wipe us out. Everybody calm down. We're getting out of here dead. Do what you're supposed to do to protect you and your family, and don't be an idiot. But we just don't. We're not taught the right shit. So we live with a lot of depression, anxiety, and a lot of other shit that haunts us when we don't really have to. And I've lived with a ton of it for a very long time and worked with people very hard to get rid of it, so I know some of the things that make it work. See, Hippie, I think I still need to work on that. Were you guys thinking about expanding Warrior Reads into an app? Nah, we wanted it on the website because especially when you're talking about the operating systems of these phones, making sure it's playing when your phone goes dark. And we didn't want to have to hire an app developer. So we wanted a very simple solution that you could literally be emailed a link, and when you click on it, your shit works. That's it. Like, for example, yeah, Drew, pick six. Wait, I can't score. I can't score. Get your ass down. Actually, you know what? I got 10 minutes left. Let me see something real quick. Because if it's saying the score of this game is 0-0 right now, I might be a little upset with that. It's not telling me. Or can I go here and see it? Okay. It's saying it's 239, not 256. I don't understand what's happening. And how do you have 1 point? How do you even get 1 point? How does that work? This game's weird. All right, we broke the game because I wasn't paying attention. Always happens. Doesn't matter. I can always just play this over again if this gets screwed up. I have fun doing it, so it's not really a big deal.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college.
Um,
Defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D lineman, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass.
Patrick says, yeah, that's why I didn't go into the military.
Put out there.
I'm late reading the comment, but I think I can imagine which one of my comments that was related to. B, were you sleeping? Okay, I read that one. I think I still need to work on that. I read that one. Blah, blah, blah. Patrick says, sounds cool. Last night I fell asleep to the Heaven's Gate documentary on HBO Max. Word. I don't know what that is, but it sounds dope. I hope it is dope. Patrick says, I was trained to think negative. Yeah, unfortunately, my brother, 99% of us were exactly that. It is a very unfortunate reality. You know what I want to do right here? I want to do something totally crazy.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play.
Yeah, it wasn't until I got into the military that I realized just how negatively we're all conditioned to think. It's just operant conditioning, man. Like it's really insane how much of how we live our lives are not our own free will and how much of it's controlled by emotions that are poorly. What the hell? Can I just get to special teams? Damn it. Thank you. No, I want to punt. Let me punt, yo. There it is. We're going to have another delay of game if y'all don't hurry up.
Is this a punt formation?
And another delay again.
And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. I think they're just a product of trying to buy themselves 5 extra yards.
And they want to help their punter out, right? Help with the angle, trying to pin the ball.
All right, let's see if we can get this punt right. Kick it right up into the rafters.
Formation from the
Right there.
red zone.
All right, we're going into the rafters, son. Tressway, bow!
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good
This is a good one. What?
zone for a touchback. Dak and the
He kicked it out of the stadium, I guess. That's
interesting stat line right now. Technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. Is he going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what they see.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle.
it's kill his ass. That's another player. That's another baller I got a lot of respect for right there. Ooh, number 82, Jason Witten. Not a game.
Brings up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it.
There's Lou. All right, I can turn the game back up now because I'm not running my mouth trying to tell stories.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
Oh, this ought to be hilarious if I can pull this off. If I can't pull this off, we're about to have to start this game. We're about to have to start the season over, but certainly going to try.
Got a lopsided game here, which I don't know, Charles. What is that?
I see you creeping. I see you creeping, Jesus.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A huge play there for Washington. And even 60 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a
All right, where do we want to kick it this time? Let's kick it to this side of the audience.
video game, man.
This is where I pick somebody from the audience.
Not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys.
Hippie says, well, B, I just popped in to say hi, hear about the big news. I'm going to check out Warrior Reads tomorrow. Yeah, go do it, man.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Oh, dude, lose sacks just reset. I forgot there's too many sacks, too. You can get too many sacks, apparently. I think I need to take this down to like 8-minute quarters. You can't not score in this game. Unless you play it on the hardest difficulty, which I'm not going to do because then it's not fun. It's like playing a freaking flight simulator. Actually, that's not true. Flight simulators are actually fun. Take it easy, Hip. We'll see you on the flip, man.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense.
All right, single. Get it. Got him.
It's just all window dressing at this point.
You got to throw that quick. That safety sees it. It's over.
As a player, broadcaster,
Well, I'm not going to go
Try it again.
part because when I think blowout,
See what the safety does this time.
no, I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back.
Oh, dang it. I chose the wrong guy, but he still made the catch.
and he is brought down, but not before reaching the
Ooh, that was a terrible read, but I made up for it with just taking over the sticks.
boy, another big play late here.
Real life, that would have been an interception,
Share a big play.
and I would have been fired for making that throw. Like, dude, you can't play football no more.
With that,
Fired.
confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Chambers. And that is
I didn't think I was going to go end zone with it. I thought he was going to cut it off.
there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Chambers. Flush to his right. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Oh, it's wonderful, man. So that's the worst you can possibly kick it right there. That's the worst you could do. It still goes out of bounds.
And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
Hey, take it easy, P. Rig. Thanks for coming, man. Always good to see you, my brother. I'll see you later in the week. We'll link up.
He goes down. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Get him before he throws the screen. Good job, Zach.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Actually, I got to start this game over anyway, so I might as well shut it down, too. It sounds like all of y'all going to bed. We don't have to finish out these last 7 minutes of me scoring 311 points on the Dallas Cowboys, which the game will register it as 42-0 instead of 300 and whatever. So we'll run one more series and then we'll call it a night. Call it a noche.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
His momentum shifted. Watch this. Spow! It was going one way and then not.
Talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Creator. That's a good idea, Pat. I might have to do that, dude.
Taken successfully. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. Out comes
All right, last play, gang. Going for the end zone. All the way home. Can we do it?
last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
Let's see if we can get in the end zone one more again. We're going to call this a noche. Here we go.
Motivational speech on the side.
All right, eyes up.
Guys, give us an opportunity.
Mike's 50, red 9.
Space for our runners,
Set.
and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's
Gone.
go on this drive.
Mawsome. Mawsome, B. Get some. We got it, y'all. I love you much. Thanks for coming and hanging. You guys are the best people in the entire effing world. And I'm honored to share oxygen, nitrogen, and the field of battle with all of you. Go check out Warrior Reads. Go use it. I promise it'll bless your life. And thank you, as always, for continuing to support me and this movement to try to make life better for other people besides just ourselves, man. Whole world. I always mesh words together. It's a problem I have. My brain moves faster than my mouth. There is a whole world of people out there that could use you guys and ladies. So let's step it up. Let's get out there and do our part. I love you guys. We are stronger than I. See you next time. Peace.